Ladies and gentlemen, America is in an economic crisis. I know you hear that all the time, but the issue that we're facing right now is unemployment. In California alone, the unemployment rate is up to 12.1%, the second largest in the country. Which means that there are over 2 million people in California right now that don't have jobs. And it's even worse that last month, we got rid of 8,400 jobs. Now it's rough out there. You might know somebody that's been affected by the economy. They might have lost their jobs. But if you don't, you do now. Because I lost my job. It's hard. Jobs are scarce, and the competition is higher than it's ever been. Now, a couple weeks ago, President Obama came out with a proposal that can change all this. It's called the American Jobs Act. Now, this plan is to help the economy come back from its economic crisis and to help rebuild the economy for the future. Now, this plan is how that plan is going to work is by creating jobs. Because jobs equal money, money equals spending, and spending is the coal that keeps the economic engine burning. Now, recently, the President presented this bill in front of Congress, and right now they're discussing whether to pass it or not. Now, in this speech, I will argue that Congress should support and pass this bill. Passing the Jobs Act will help improve America's economy by creating new jobs, by securing the jobs that already exist, and putting money back into the employees' pockets. Now, to create jobs, we have to support the small businesses that do the majority of the hiring. Now, if this bill gets passed, we can give these businesses tax credits and tax cuts. With this bill, we can cut employers' payroll tax in half to 3.1% and eliminate it completely when they use money for hiring for new hires and giving raises for their current employees. Now, we can also give them a $4,000 tax credit for hiring anyone that's been looking for a job for more than 6 months. And we can also give up to a $9,600 tax credit for companies that hire any veterans that have been looking for a job for over 6 months. Now, these are veterans. They've been fighting for wars for us, and the last thing they should do when they come home is have to fight for a job. Now, speaking of people that deserve jobs, the bill will also invest $35 billion in making sure that police officers, firefighters, and teachers keep their jobs. In a time where students from other countries are outclassing our students in math, science, and reading, we can't stand by and watch our economy suffer because we can't afford to pay for teachers. With this bill, we'll prevent the layoffs of 2,800,000 teachers and support the hiring of new ones. Now, with this bill we'll be investing $25 billion into public schools. Schools that need repair can get money to renovate their schools to make them more green and energy efficient. And the schools can get funding to modernize their computer and science labs to meet the needs of the 21st century. And we'll be seeing money too, because $5 billion will be invested into community colleges towards their infrastructure to make sure that the schools can stay maintained for future generations. Now, the renovations and the upgrading, those aren't going to happen by themselves. What they're going to do is create jobs for engineers, for construction workers, for electricians, you name it. Now, the jobs bill isn't only about jobs. It's also about putting money in the pockets of current American workers. If this bill gets passed, employees' payroll taxes will be cut in half. Now, to put that in, to give you an example, the average median income of a California house is about $56,000. And with that tax cut, we're talking about $1,700 that won't be spent into taxes, but back into the pockets of Americans that can be spent to stimulate the economy. Now, I'm going to say this again. Congress needs to pass this bill. And now you know why. The American Jobs Act will create jobs by helping small businesses, will invest in securing the jobs that already exist now, and by putting money back into the American workers' pockets, by giving them tax cuts. Now, President Obama has already laid out the plan for us, and now it's up to Congress to pass this bill. Now, but the thing with that is, who knows how long they'll take. And if you know anybody like me that can't afford to wait for these people to take their time to pass this bill, what I suggest is that you call your congressman and you let them know that you support the Jobs Act bill, the American Jobs Act, and that you want the bill to be passed right away. Thank you.